you have located your seat, we ask you that you please step out of the aisle so the passengers behind you can pass you. This will expedite our boarding process.
This is our third trip to the island of Sint Maarten, so we've gotten to know it pretty well. I'd say it's an understated gem in the Caribbean. It's not top of mind for many, but where else do you get seriously world-class French cuisine and beautiful beaches in one place? So some basics. US currency is the easiest thing to bring here if you're coming from North America, and it's accepted on both the French and the Dutch sides. Many places take credit cards, but the local Lolo food joints and the beach chair rentals prefer cash. So let's get this right. It's pronounced Sint Maarten on the Dutch side and Saint Martin on the French side. We spent 2 weeks here and stayed at 3 different places. Simpson Bay near the airport, Dawn Beach on the east side, and Terres Basses on the west end. It actually felt like 3 different trips, believe it or not. Our first stay was in the Simpson Bay area at the Horny Guesthouse, about a 5-minute drive from the airport. The Horny is a beachfront 8-unit apartment complex with Simpson Bay right at your front door. It's a quiet oasis in the middle of Simpson Bay with gated, secure parking for your car. We had heard someone had their car stolen overnight as it was parked on the street, so it's something we're now mindful of. It is spacious, clean, and has a decent, well-equipped kitchen and shared barbecue facilities and lounge area. It's close to many restaurants and the nicest beaches, we think. There are 34 beaches in Sint Maarten, an island that is only 34 square miles, French and Dutch combined. Near the Horny Toad, we visited 3 beaches which are among our favorites: Simpson Bay, where our accommodation was located, Maho Beach, and Mullet Bay Beach. Simpson Bay itself is long, wide in many parts, and overall a gorgeous stretch of superfine sand and turquoise blue water. It is fairly quiet and not overrun with tourists or commercialization.
When the river is calling, I said I love you forever. We can make it together. What goes up must come down.
It shares the border with the airport runway, so you will see planes landing right beside you as you walk along the beach. It is actually not that loud and makes for an interesting walk.
We just have to hold on through the night. As long as we are watching the fire, we'll be safe from the devil's choir.
From Simpson Bay, it is also a nice stroll down to the western end of the beach. You'll see some stone steps at the end that takes you through a residential neighborhood. A 10-minute walk later and you'll end up at the most famous beach of all, Maho Beach, where you can see all those famous shots of planes virtually landing over your head. The beach itself is actually quite nice, small and sugar white sand with a beach bar to keep you hydrated. When you see the big tour buses move in, it means a large plane is about to land. You can also track arrivals online. Next up is Mullet Bay Beach, our absolute favorite. You can really have it all here. Super fine white sand beach, clear blue waters, restaurants, and beach chair rentals if you want it, or if that's not your scene, you can head to the far end and you'll have lots of space to claim as your own.
Thinking about what we've been through. Where can be a lonely place? Baby, I'm so glad that I found you. Now I got someone to embrace. From the day you stole my heart, I meant forever wanted to be apart. Don't you feel the times are coming? 'Cause I feel it so strong. I've been on hold on, baby. Don't you feel the times are coming? When it feels so right to dance in the moonlight, baby, with you. Sometimes we all struggle, but when the sun's my face, I think of you and all my troubles are gone without a trace. From all the things that are you, I know our love will see us through. Don't you feel the times are coming? 'Cause I feel it so strong. I've been on hold on, baby. Don't you feel the times are coming? When it feels so right to dance in the moonlight, baby, with you.
Our next day was Dawn Beach Club in the East End, and of course a few more beach stops along the way. At this time of year, many of them tend to get a lot of seaweed washing up on the beaches, specifically from Dawn Beach and Orient Bay Beach all the way up to Cul-de-sac near Pinel Island. En route to Dawn Beach, we visited Philipsburg, the Dutch capital where all the large cruise ships dock and duty-free jewelry shops abound. A cool place to stop is Juggy's Bar for their signature $2 beer and cigar specials. You'll also likely meet some fellow tourists here, seeing as the bar is so tiny. We met comedian Louis Johnson on our visit and had a great laugh over some drinks. Little Bay Beach, in the heart of Philipsburg and right on the boardwalk, can be amazingly quiet without a soul on the beach. But when the cruise ships roll in, it completely morphs into Party Central. Not far is Fort Amsterdam. To visit it, you can park just outside the Divvy Beach Resort guardhouse and walk through the resort to get to the fort. The fort has a few small ruins left, but the main reason to visit is for the picturesque view of Philipsburg, where it stands guard over. We finally reached our destination, the Dawn Beach Club, which is a large, sprawling timeshare complex. The infinity pool is massive and the sunken beach bar is fun to hang around. previous Westin hotel that shares the Dawn Beach Club facilities was devastated by Hurricane Irma in 2017, and it's just being restored under its new ownership.
What time is it? It's 10:38 in the morning.
Our unit at Dawn Beach Club is fully outfitted with 3 bedrooms, each with its own large TV and 2 full bathrooms. A complete kitchen with dishwasher and large dining and living area rounds out the unit. It is beautifully decorated and has its own washer-dryer. We visited Galion Beach, great for little ones as it's calm and shallow. There were picnic tables in use by families for a Sunday brunch, but that's about it for amenities. Incidentally, I dropped my iPhone on the parking lot and it was still there when I got back. Near Galion, you can stop at the Rotary Lookout and watch for kite surfers catching waves or the frigate birds hunting for leftover nibbles from the fishermen. There's a small island that you can do the Jesus walk if it's low tide, but bring beach shoes as it's rocky. Marcel Beach. Okay, this is my close favorite beach. It's a tranquil curve of calm sandy shores and has a très chic vibe to it. There's a very expensive restaurant at one end and the laid-back hotel on the other. Picture perfect. Just before you round the corner to the Anse Marcel Beach parking, you'll find a 5+ kilometer hiking trail to Petites Cayes, reachable only on foot or by boat. I'd recommend doing this early, then head to Anse Marcel for lunch and a cooling dip in the ocean. Not to be missed, as you leave the beach, visit the Rhum Ma Doudou shop for some beautiful painted bottles of rum and jams. They're great for gifts and very reasonably priced. You can also find them in the souvenir shops and groceries, but here you will get the full selection of goodies. We also met the artist herself at the shop. Also on the north end, you'll find the village of Grand Casse and the beach it's named after. It's easy to park in the large parking lot on the east end of the main strip and walk the town from here. Grand Casse Beach is great for beach glass collecting. You just have to scoop up a handful of sand on the shore and you'll strike gold. The Grand Casse Airport is close by and you can catch the small inter-island planes as they land overhead. Of course, this is also where the best restaurants on the island are. Both the upscale and the local Lolos, as they're called, are not to be missed. The next leg of our stay was in the West End. Not far from Grand Casse, as we headed west, is Friars Bay and Happy Beach. Friars Beach was declared my favorite beach in 2018. There's a sailing school on the beach and it's fun to watch the little kids learn to sail. At the far end, follow the short trail up to check out Happy Beach. It's very secluded and accessible only on foot or by boat as well. The last area we stayed at is called Les Terres Basses, and there are some unique beaches to be discovered here too. This is Sint Maarten's most exclusive neighborhood, with massive gates and hidden compounds behind them. This is where you stay to avoid the paparazzi. We stayed in an AirBnB in the guest house of one of those massive houses. It was beautifully decorated and another peaceful place to park ourselves. This Airbnb was perfect for 2, maybe 3 people, with a comfortable tropical decor. Lots of amenities, such as beach chairs and toys, its own washing machine, and it's fully air-conditioned. We set off to visit the neighborhood beaches. First is Baie Rouge, and it wasn't very busy. It's pretty, but with a fairly rocky shoreline and the waves are bigger. Marigot is my favorite town, a short drive from our Airbnb. It has a lovely French charm, and many of the sailboats anchor here in the bay to fill up on their supplies. I found a few new shops here too. Le Gout du Vin, and a couple doors down is the cheese shop to go with that wine you just bought. It's pricier here than at the big Super U grocery where you can find cheap bottles of French wine, but the selection is of finer vintages. Free wine and cheese tastings and friendly, knowledgeable owners are also on site. Of course, you have to check out the many French patisseries around, and we did. Number one in our opinion is L'Espresse, which has about 3 locations on the island, and they're all excellent. Their baguettes are artisanal rustic style, and the flan, pain au chocolat, and raisin roll were breakfast regulars. Last but not least is SPICYMILO, about a couple short blocks up from those shops. SPICYMILO is famous for its magic spice seasoning mix. It is indeed magic on everything.
Thank you.
There's also an outdoor market on Wednesdays and Saturdays. It seems they all sell the same things, mostly clothing and no local fruit since nothing grows on the island. I bought a beach bag without really trying. The vendor dropped her price, so who was I to say no? Right above the market you will find many steps leading up to Fort Louis. I lost count after 100, but it's worth it. The views are stunning. We rounded out our beach visits with Baie Prunes and Baie Longue in the Terres Basses area. Baie Prunes has a rocky shoreline, but it's quiet and relaxing. As the name suggests, Baie Longue is great for long walks, but not much for swimming as the surf was heavy when we were there. It's a little calmer near the resort at the far end. that's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed this virtual trip to Saint Maarten with us.
Damn, I got on selfie mode.